Hi, today I will be showing how I will mix my henna for the body art. This is the pure henna powder. Nothing is added in it. It's just 25 grams of henna powder. Put it in a small clean bowl. Then I am adding the sugar. The quantity is exactly what I'll be sending it to the clients. So it just will add the quantities together. Then I need the lemon juice. Any brand is fine. It can be pure, it can be just purely squeezed, or it can be bottled. Let me see the quantity. I'm taking 1/4 for 25 grams of henna powder. It's not, I need some more. It's hard to see exactly the number. Just keep adding little by little and keep mixing it. Just adding everything. The big task in mixing henna is you have to keep mixing till we get the desired consistency. So you need your hands to be strong to do this. So it will be like a mashed potatoes, the consistency. So we keep stirring, keep mixing. Make sure you are not adding any more lemon juice till you get this mix up at least for 10 minutes. Then if you keep stirring it, you will see the silky consistency. It will keep going change. So make sure you are mixing well before you want to add extra lemon juice. Again, it depends on henna. Each henna artist consistency always differs with their preference. So as a beginner, if you are really preparing first time, so make sure it's like a thick paste. Don't make it as a runny paste. If you have the runny consistency, sometimes it's very hard to draw the lines and make the design stable on the skin. So we keep mixing this. Okay, now it's time for the essential oil. This essential oil Hi, now I'm going to show you how I roll my henna cones. I'm just starting from scratch. You can use any plastic material. I'm using cellophane material here. You can use the triangular shape or the rectangular or square. This is the square shape I have right now. So I'll show you how we can roll the triangular. You just hold center of the paper, cellophane paper, then start rolling, make a cone shape, and don't leave this tip on the thumb. Keep rolling. Keep rolling. Don't leave your thumb point here, the edge. Keep rolling. It will be like this. Then we have to make it the tip thinner. So for that, I'm going to take the inner look at my tip. It's very thick right now. I'm making it very thin by pulling the tissue outside. Sorry, the cellophane sheet out. So it's like this. So once you see your tip is thinner, you can use the tape to make it tight. Seal it. This is the first cone. I made it. So I'm going to show one more. Take the triangular shape. Keep your finger in the center and then start making a cone shape. Then keep rotating. So it will be like this. Then we have to make the tip as a thinner. So for that, I'm going to pull the cellophane sheet out with my thumb. So this is the tip I got now. I'm going to keep the tape tight. So these two are the triangular shape ones. I'll show you the square one. It is the same, but you will get more longer lengthier henna cone. Normally I prefer to do this much size because we can cut the unwanted part of it once the henna cone is filled up, but this is much more easier when you are filling the henna cone. The shorter ones we cannot put much henna in it, so I'll really prefer this much size for my use. This one I made it. This is for my use, and the sample ones you are trying, you can always use the small sizes so that it will be more comfortable to hold like this and do it. So that, see, this is the size you get it. You can fill the henna at least this much, and then we can wrap this, so you will get the actual henna size of this. For the bigger ones, what I made, I can fill up to this point. So these are the henna cones we just rolled. We can use these henna cones to apply the henna, or we can use the bottles with the needle part. They're called jacquard bottles. I'm not selling those, but you can find them online. But these are the pre-made henna cones I'll be sending along with my kit, henna kit. And I'll be also sending some triangular shape cellophane sheets, which you can just play with them. See you in the next video. Now I'm going to show my henna paste, how it looks like after 24 hours. So this is what I got. You can see the color changed. This is called dye release process happens. So the top part is much more thicker than the inner part. So now this paste is exactly ready actually to use it, but I really prefer 12 more hours for the dye release process. So the total is 36 hours. I leave it at the room temperature before I use my henna for the body part. So the paste is much more thicker than it's supposed to be. So I'm going to add some more lemon juice. Actually the paste is this is after 24 hours. Yesterday night I made this paste ready. So just adding some more. Make sure you are adding very little by little. If you pour lot of liquid, you cannot go back to the consistency, so it will ruin your henna paste. So we need some more. Still thick. Need some more liquid. This is not. Paste or consistency is supposed to be, if you have spoonful, so it's supposed to be, leave your spoon with ease, but still it is kind of thick, so I prefer adding some more lemon juice. Make sure you are adding the strained lemon juice. Since I'm using the heavy bottle, so I have almost the strained juice, so I don't need to worry that I have to filter the juice. So still it's supposed to be okay, the consistency, but I prefer a little bit more addition of the liquid to this mix, so I'm going to add some more. But again, it depends on person to person how they like the consistency. So till it took some more time, so let me pour very small dots of liquid. We should be very careful when we are pouring the liquid at this stage. So if it is too runny, then the design won't stay at one place. If you have thicker dots, it will be like, you know, pouring on the skin, so you will ruin your design. So make sure you're not adding too much of liquid for the henna paste. So this is supposed to be good actually. The consistency is supposed to be really good. If you're planning to freeze the henna cone, better not to add any more liquid to this, because once you freeze the henna cone, you know, the consistency will vary little bit. So make sure the consistency is little bit thicker when you're freezing the henna cone. So for me, normally I'll freeze after I prepare the henna cone. So for me, this consistency is good to go. So I'll keep adding it for some more time. So this is the consistency I got it. I really like to work with this consistency paste. So now I'm going to show how to fill this henna paste into the henna cone. If you remember, I just prepared I showed how to roll these henna cones I made in the beginning of my video. So now I have 3 henna cones I already made. Now I'm going to show how to fill this. So for this, I really prefer filling the paste in a carrot bag. This is to make process easy to keep the henna paste into carrot bag. So I'm just going to pour all this paste. Just to give you how much this paste is, I just used 25 grams of henna powder. So let's see how many cones it makes. And I forgot to tell you, how do you know the paste is really ready to apply on your skin? We do a small test. Like, we'll take a small mehndi paste and I'm keeping on my hand. Just leave it for a minute or so, then I'll show you how it looks like. So after a minute, if you just rub that with a tissue, you're supposed to see a little of yellow shade. If you see that, if you see orange, I think the paste is perfectly ready. But if you see some yellow, even that should be okay to use the henna paste. So for that, normally that's why I leave the henna paste for at least 36 hours at room temperature, so that I don't need to worry about the dye release process, because each henna powder differs with the dye release time. So I just use 36 hours. It's perfectly fine. I get the really strong color after I use that paste for my clients. So I don't want to waste any of this. So I'm just keeping everything on the cone. Okay, we are ready. Now I filled up my carrot bag. So this is all messy stuff. I'm just keeping aside. So let me close this guy first. Squeeze everything. See how much paste you got for 25 grams. It's actually more than enough if you really want to try something new. So I have some air inside. You can tie this. It's all up to you how you want to tie this guy. You can use a rubber band, or you can use the sellotape, or you can just play with it just to make a tie. So now it is ready. I can simply use the big henna cone to fill into the smaller ones. Before that, I just want to rub this guy. Let's see what the stain looks like. Just keeping the light close. Are you able to see the stain? It's a little bit yellow. Sorry, I'm having a toughness to show you. Actually, I do see a little bit orange color on my palm. This test really makes you feel good about your paste. It's really ready to apply on your skin. So, but still I want to leave this henna paste for next 12 hours so that the paste is ready for me to use tomorrow morning. So now I fill up all these cones, and I just leave the filled up henna cones at the room temperature till tomorrow morning. And I just leave the henna cones at room temperature for whole day tomorrow. If I want to use tomorrow, I can use it, but I just leave it whole day outside. And if you don't want to use, then tomorrow night I'm going to freeze them. So that is the life of the fresh henna paste. So now I cut this guy, and let me fill up this small one first. Don't fill too much. See, I just filled how much. I have very space left for the head. I have very little filled up. This is my bigger cone. Don't want to fill too much. I'll show you how to roll this henna cone now. See, we have a lot of gap in the end of it. Then we have to push this paste. I'm going to show exactly how I make this. I think you are looking at my fingers. I'm just rolling. So if you keep pushing this, so if you keep closing this guy, then the paste will just go to the end. So once it is ready, make sure you don't have air bubbles in it, so that when you are trying to apply the henna, it won't give you any air bubbles. So the air bubbles will ruin the patterns. So now I'm going to seal it. The tape. Take the big one and just cover up the head part. Then take one more and just seal it tightly. So now you made your first henna cone ready. It's not exact perfect shape, but I just want to show you something. So you better seal it properly, otherwise sometimes it breaks out in the middle. So this is one I got. The next one I'm getting, I have some, just close the top part, then try to roll it so that the paste, just push it so that the paste went down completely. Now we have to keep it deep on the top, then on the other side, then seal it with one more tape around the cone. Sometimes you feel this part is coming out. Do you see this? The extra wrap. So I'll really prefer one more, sealing it tight. So I made second one. See how small it is. I have one more. I made it really small purposefully because I just wanted to, because once you open one henna cone, you cannot reuse much. So that's why I really prefer fresh cones for my every use. So that's why I prefer to make the small henna cones for, you know, once I take one cone out of the freezer, I just use it or just trash it. I don't want to keep the used henna cone back in the freezer because it will ruin the color and quality. So that's why it is better you choose your exact size, how much you want to use for each use, then you can determine how much bigger size you want to make your cones. So now I'm going to show the consistency, how it looks like, but I don't want to apply this on my hand now, since I really recommend 36 hours for the dye release process. So better make sure you don't cut too much in the beginning. You should get some straight lines with your squeeze. Do you see it? Something is blocking now. If you have any blocker in your cone, please make sure you are just pulling out the tip. This means, yes, now the blocker is. So let me draw something now. If you are really struggling with the strokes, that means it is better you cut the tip some more. It is always tough to draw on the paper than the skin. This is the tissue paper I am just using. So you can see the lines not breaking anymore. So this is the perfect paste I got, but I want to leave it till tomorrow morning, and tomorrow I'll use the same cone for my henna design on my hand. Then I'll upload those pictures as after stain pictures, how they look like. So this is perfect. Hope you like this and thinking it's really useful for your Mehndi preparation. So let me just show how it looks like on skin. Hope you like my design. Oh, sorry. So this is the perfect henna paste I got. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll upload my pictures how the stain looks like. Bye bye.